Hello, my friend, and here we are again, another episode of the Godfather podcast. So I am very excited today. Like I always say, truly blessed and highly favored to be here with you once again. And before I begin and before I introduce myself, I want to make sure that I put this gift for you. This is a gift for you. If you haven't downloaded this guide, this is the simple guide that's going to show you how you could network like the Godfather, a true professional. So go in there into the godfathernetwork.com/guide, put in your information, just your email, your name, and then you get access to my free PDF guide. Again, this is going to be a great source of information for you if you want to be out there networking like a true professional, like the Godfather. So I am very excited to share with you another episode of the godfathernetwork.com. So before I begin, I just want to briefly introduce myself in case we haven't met before. So my name is Pablo Fabrizio Valle.com, the Godfather of networking, and also the founder of the godfathernetwork.com. So today, what I want to do, my friend, is I want to focus on this topic that often comes along when you're out there networking, when you're out there making those connections. The first thing you want to have, and I've known, I've shared several other episodes on giving you tips on where to network, how to create your networking plan, or how to plan effectively to get the most out of your networking efforts. But today, my friend, what I want to do is I want to share with you something that I often hear is how do I create my elevator pitch? How do I tell people in 30 seconds or 60 seconds what I do, what's unique about what I do, and how I do it? So, my friend, today's topic is how to create your killer elevator pitch in 3 simple steps. And this is something that is going to take you 30 seconds and not more than 60 seconds. So I'm very excited to start unpacking this particular topic that is really a topic that I love sharing information about. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to I'm gonna start expanding the three. I'm gonna start expanding on the three steps, the 3 simple steps that I want you to follow, so you too could create your killer elevator pitch. But before I do that, what I want to do is I want to share with you what we mean when we say elevator pitch. We often hear this phrase elevator pitch. What is it? Is it a pitch, or is it a pitch that you do in an elevator, or what is it? In simple terms, and this is in my own personal opinion, my definition, and this is a simple concept. It's just a way for you to introduce yourself and tell people what you're doing in a brief 30-second or 60-second compressed introduction, if you will. So here's the concept where that elevator pitch comes in from. So they're saying that let's assume you're going into an elevator. You go into downtown into a corporate building. You're going into the elevator. Elevator is going to be going all the way up to, let's say, the 50th floor. 50th floor. It takes about 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, so let's say you walk into that elevator, and right after you, there's an individual that walks into that elevator. That individual is sharp, is dressed sharp, looking great, looking successful, breathes success, and that individual looks over and sees you in the elevator, and that individual is gonna ask you, what do you do? So let's assume that that individual that came into the elevator is both of you are going up all the way to the 50th floor. So it is assumed that it's going to take you about 30 to 60 seconds to get all the way up there. So you have, if that individual is an individual that's very successful, that may be your potential strategic partner, or the individual that's going to be your biggest client that you ever had, and that individual asks you, what do you do? There's your elevator pitch. That's where the concept of elevator pitch comes in, because now You have 30 to 60 seconds to tell them what you do. And I know when you're in that conditions and when you're under that pressure, you don't know exactly what to say. You're like, oh, well, well, I this is no, this is let me start all over again. Sometimes, to when you want to make a first impression, you may not have a second time. But don't worry, my friend, because today what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpack for you the three simple ways of how you could create that killer elevator pitch. So when you're arguing, so you could be ready when you go into that corporate elevator and that individual that is your strategic or alliance or future huge client asks you what you do, you will be ready. And of course, I'm also going to give you an example of how I created my elevator pitch as well. So step number one. Step number one. Here's the step number one that is very very important. And step number one is, of course, introduce yourself. You need to introduce yourself very confident, very clearly. And when I say confident, be sure of yourself, but don't go too sure of yourself where you come out very, very arrogant or very cocky, right? Just be confident on who you are. Because as on a side note, I always say, right, we have been created by the greatest individuals. So we were created for greatness, by greatness. So always believe that. Always believe that you are greatness. You belong where you are at. So that's the confidence that I'm talking to you about. So first thing is number one, introduce yourself very clearly and very confidently. I'm going to give you an example, right? I'm going to give you an example. What I usually do when people ask me, what do I do? The first thing I do is I introduce myself. How do I introduce myself? I simply say, hi, my name is Pablo, Fabrizio Valle.com, the godfather of networking, and also founder of the Godfather Network.com. Nice, short, precise, to the point. It told them. It told I told that individual or that person in my statement who I am, what they call me, the Godfather of networking, right? And all it is a branding. For me, it's all a branding. And at the same time, I told them, who am I? What do I represent, right? So again, simply put, my name is Pablo FabricioValle.com, the godfather of networking, and also founder of the GodfatherNetwork.com. Boom. Plain and simple, concise, confident, not arrogant. It took me a while for me to be able to say this the way that I'm saying it now, especially on camera. It took me a while to do it. Now, what I suggest is go in front of a mirror, look at yourself. Or if you don't want to look at yourself, just be in a room by yourself and practice. Write down who you represent. What is it that you do? What is the name of your company? And put a straight, concise statement of introducing yourself. And then practice. Say it over and over and over and over and over again until it becomes second nature, or it's something that you naturally just do it. And of course, I've been working and networking for so many years, and I've always used the same thing. PabloFabrizioValle.com. And sometimes I even add a little fun to it. PabloFabrizioValle.com. And yes, I do own that domain. Of course, I do own it, right? And then the godfather of networking, and also co-found. I know before I was a co-founder, but today I'm the founder of the GodfatherNetwork.com. Confident, excited about what you do, because you know what? When you speak with that excitement, people are going to feel that excitement. They're going to be like, Godfather, GodfatherNetwork.com. Man, I want to know more, right? So here's the second step. Let me go quickly to the second step. That way, what I want to do also is I want to put my information there. So the Godfather of Networking, that's my cell phone number. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, any comments, anything you want to ask me, feel free to send me a text. That is the best way. Yes, I'm not a millennial, but you know what? With my kids and with some colleagues that are millennials, I've gotten so used to texting and nowadays is the most effective way of communication to me. So send me a text if you have any questions, any concerns. Feel free to send me a text there at my cell phone number, and I'll leave that there for a bit, and then I'm going to go into the second step. So here we go with the second step. Second step is explain what you do and who do you do it for. Now, I want to spend a little bit more time in this particular subject because I know us entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, we're always doing multiple things, right? I give you an example. I've come across solopreneurs that are doing. This is just an example. They're doing insurance. They do health insurance, life insurance, property casualty, and then they also do financial advising. They do coaching. They do credit repair. They do the infamous banking system. Create your own bank. They do so many things. They do so many things, and sometimes I've even seen people when I go to networking events. I've often seen people with multiple business cards. There was one time that I think I received five different cards from an individual. And I remember that individual introducing themselves and said, "Oh, here. So here's this is what I do. I This is my main focus. Boom. Here's my business card. Oh, and by the way, I also do this. Here's my other business card. And also, since I'm an entrepreneur, I multitask. Here is my other business card. This is what I do on the side. And then on a part-time basis, I do this and I do also this." Wow. Can you imagine you doing this, you doing that, and you providing people five different business cards? That was back in the days. I know today with technology, people now have what's called the digital business card or the digital connection. I understand. Or they have that website that has all their links to their social media and to their contacts, or Linktree, I think it's called. But my point here is you have to make sure, of course, let's say for example, you do all those things, especially if they're interconnected or interrelated, then don't tell people that you do this, you do that. Put a general title on yourself. Hey, and this is just a hypothetical example. I am the money doctor. This comes to my mind because our good friend, if you're listening to this, or you're seeing this, or listening to this podcast, or seeing this video, Miss Maria Revelar, the money doctor. That is a branding. The money doctor. And I used to love what she used to say. She goes, "I am Maria Revelar, the money doctor, and I cure the financial cancer, or the cancer with your finances," something to that extent. So very unique, very concise, and what she does, the money doctor. Wow, right? So rather than you giving all those multiple business cards, make it into a concise. Maybe you're a strategic financial engineer. No, I'm making it up. I'm making it up, but come up with a unique way that summarizes into one umbrella. What is it you do, and who do you cater your services to? This is very important. So this is all part of step number two. Now we've done explaining what you do, very unique, very concise. Again, solopreneurs combine, entrepreneurs combine what you do into one. We don't want to be jack of all trades, master of none. No, we want to be an expert in one major area that would later on would cover all these sub areas within your industry, right? Next, who do you help? Always remember that. Be very specific. Who do you cater to? If you're a financial strategist, or a financial engineer, or the money doctor, or the financier doctor, or whatever you want to call yourself, always remember who is your target market, right? Maybe, for example, I'm going to give you an example with the money doctor. I remember speaking to the money doctor, and her focus was really helping people with their finances and people that were middle class families that you know they were not families that needed millions and millions of dollars to invest into a Merrill Lynch or these major financial companies, or so they could cater to them. So the money doctor would always cater to the average middle class family that is looking to start investing a minimal amount of an average of about $50 a week. Okay. So that doesn't mean this individual, or these families, or these groups of people that the money doctor caters to are people that are multimillionaires or have millions or have inherited thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars of money. Her target group that she helps is that particular one. Now, that's not to say that if an individual comes with $1 million, with $5 million, and is going to ask you to invest with you, you're going to say, no, 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 that's not my target market. Of course, you could cater to them as well. But the main point here is you're focusing on that particular segment or that particular market. Now, I'm going to give you a very concise example of what I do in my elevator pitch. So what I usually do is, and I'm looking down on my paper. I want to make sure that I put it concise. And usually, what I do is after I introduce myself, I tell people I empower, I educate, and I connect entrepreneurs looking to expand their network through my exclusive digital referral platform. Okay. Very simple. I empower, educate, and connect entrepreneurs that are looking to expand their network through my digital referral platform. And I'm gonna go back, and then I'm gonna explain to you what I've just done, right? So explain what you do, very concise. Empower, educate, and connect. Those are the main three things that I do. Of course, I'm not going to explain this in my elevator pitch. I'm just taking the time to explain it to you so you can understand what, uh, you know, how I do what I do. So, I empower uh, entrepreneurs through education, through my messages, through my referral network, through my educational resources that I have, and then of course I connect entrepreneurs with other entrepreneurs. And how do I do it? So I told you already what I do: connect. I'm sorry, empower, educate, and connect. Those are the main things. And then who do I help do all this? Entrepreneurs. That is my market. The entrepreneur that is looking to expand their network, that is looking to create more businesses, that is looking to generate more leads and more referrals. That's my market. That's what I do. And how do I do it? I do that through my exclusive digital referral platform. And I leave it at that. I don't have to go back and explain to them, oh, and I do this through my godfathernetwork.com exclusive digital referral platform that you could generate leads, that you could do this, that you could do that, that you could blah, 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 blah. No, I don't do that. So I very concise what I how I do it, and what I do is I make sure that I put these keywords, right, because I say my exclusive meaning that not open to everybody. Digital. We are now living in a digital world. What is digital? Online, virtual. And what is it? It's a referral platform. Very simple, very concise, but at the same time, very intriguing, right? So put down what is it you do, who do you help, and again, write it down, practice, practice, practice until it becomes second nature, just like riding a bike. I was going to say just like driving, because sometimes driving becomes second nature, right? But still, we still have to be alert. But anyhow, here's the step number three. Now, step number three, usually what I do in the last step, the one thing that I usually do is just summarize who I am. And just to close things off, I introduce myself, I tell them exactly what I do, and then I just summarize it. Of course, if I'm in the elevator going up to the 50th floor, I'm not going to re-summarize. I'm not going to summarize what I've done. You have to make sure that you adapt your message to where you're at. Now, if you're in that elevator and you're about to reach the 40th floor, 49th, and you're close to your floor, all you do is a quick end with a quick call to action. Awesome. It was fantastic. It was a great pleasure meeting you. I would definitely love to connect with you so I could learn more about your business and possibly how we could develop or create a strategic alliance. Boom. That's it. That's if you're going into that elevator. Now, when I'm in any networking event, what I usually do is summarize. Once again, PabloFabricioValle.com, the godfather of networking and founder of GodfatherNetwork.com. And I am here to connect with you and help you take your business to the next level. Let's get connected. Plain and simple, really nice. So here you go. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna summarize the step that I spoke to you about. Step number one: introduce yourself clearly. Step number two: explain what you do and who do you do it for. Who do you help? Number three: either close with a nice summary or in conclusion, whenever we used to write essays, right? And in conclusion, this is what I told you I was going to talk about. This is what I'm telling you. In conclusion, you just summarize yourself by just repeating your name and your company, or again with a strong call to action. So now, having said all those steps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my elevator pitch, and let's say we go into that elevator. Getting into that elevator, boom, that strategic partner comes in, looks at me and tells me, "Oh, hi, how are you, sir? Yes. So, what do you do? Oh, awesome. My name is Pablo FabricioValle.com. I am the godfather of networking and also founder of the Godfather Network.com. I focus in connecting, educating, and empowering entrepreneurs through my exclusive digital referral platform. I'll be happy and it'll be an honor for me to connect with you and explore the possibility of generating or creating a strategic alliance. Pleasure meeting you, sir. Boom. Very concise. Now, of course, the reason I'm thinking about it is because I'm reading through my notes just to make sure that I give you the correct pointers that I've written here. But usually when I'm not on camera, I it's a lot more natural. It's a lot more relaxing. I don't give it too much thought. I am an individual that loves humor. I am an individual that loves to laugh, loves to smile. I'm not that serious corporate America looking individual. And I just have fun. Whenever I go to networking events, most of the time when people have asked me, "What do you do?" I would have come up with something like, "Oh, it all depends on the time and place. What are you looking for?" And just have fun with it. Be yourself. I remember mentioning that. Be yourself and have fun with it. Have fun with when you go out there networking. Don't make it seem like it's just pure work. Have fun, enjoy it. So these are the simple steps to your killer elevator pitch. Again, step one, introduce yourself. Step two, explain what you do, who you do it for. Step number three, summarize what you said, or just end with a strong call to action. And with that, my friends, don't forget to get your free guide at that particular link. I'm also going to have the link in the comments. And again, Share this information. If this information was useful for you, share it with somebody else. Be a blessing to somebody else. Like I've always said, be blessed and continue being a blessing to others. So until next time, my friend, go out there, make those connections, keep practicing your elevator pitch. And I know one day it's going to be natural. It's just going to come out naturally with a great smile, with a great confidence. And we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you and be blessed.